Just hold down there.
Okay. Alright, so given the following functions, find all the zeros and write as a product of linear factors. So the first thing that we're going to want to go ahead and do, we want to go back here and we want to go ahead and see our factors of 16. So just right here. Right here, I know my factors are going to be 1, 2, 4, 8, and 16. And I'm going to want to do the same thing to this guy right here. We all know there's an imaginary 1 in the front, so factors for that is just going to be 1. From there, we could go ahead and write out our possible solutions for this question, which is just going to be positive or minus 1, 2, 4, 8, 16 over positive or negative 1. So that means our possible solutions are going to be 1, negative 1, 2, negative 2, 4, negative 4, 8, negative 8, 16, and hopefully I have space, negative 16. Okay, so from there, we could go ahead and we could just start off by going with our MAMA method. So once I go ahead and write that, I'm going to have 1, negative 2, 17, negative 32, and 16. Okay, so starting off, I'm just going to go ahead and just start with the number 1. Ooh, sorry guys. The number 1, we'll go ahead and try seeing if that works. So we're just going to go ahead, MAMA method. We're just going to drag that 1 down, bring the 1 down, multiply 1 by 1, which is 1. And then we want to go ahead and add. Negative 2 plus 1 is going to be negative 1. 1 times negative 1 is negative 1. Add that to 17. I get 16. 1 times 16 is 16. Negative 32 plus 16 is negative 16. 1 times negative 16 is negative 16. When I do that, I get a 0. So that means 1 is a possibility for one of my answers. So just right here to my right, I'm just going to go ahead, write down my possible answers. So right now, I went ahead and I got 1 as one of my answers. But when we go ahead and we solve this, once we get one that's correct, we always want to check for duplicates. We always just want to do that just so we don't have to go back and see that, oh, it was another answer. So yet again, I'm going to go ahead and try using 1 again, seeing if it's a duplicate answer. So right here, we're going to go ahead and do MAMA again, bring down that 1. 1 times 1 is 1. Right here I get 0. 1 times 0 is 0. 16 plus 0 is 16. I go ahead and do that, and then I can see that this is also another solution. So let's see if I could make some space right here. Yeah. Okay, so from there, I have this right here. I could rewrite this as 1x squared plus 0x plus 16. Normally, you guys could go ahead and just do a quadratic formula to find your zeros, your additional answers. But in this case, I could see that this is a pretty easy setup. If I rewrite this, I could go ahead and get x squared. Since this is 0 times x, it's just going to be 0. So x squared plus 16 is equal to 0. Just right there. I could go ahead, continue doing it. I could subtract 16 on both sides. I get x squared is equal to negative 16. From there, just like you guys have been learning about imaginary numbers, we want to go ahead and try finding the imaginary numbers for x squared is equal to negative 16. We're going to go ahead, square root it. Let's see. Once I square root that answer, I'm going to get x is equal to plus or minus I square root 16. I'm still not finished yet. I still got to find that square root. Once I go ahead and do that, I'm going to go ahead and get plus or minus 4i. So that means, oops. So one of my answers was 1 because it got repeated. And since I got x is equal to plus or minus 4i, that means I get a 4i right here. And then I get a negative 4i right there. So I was able to find all my zeros. The only thing I got to do left is just write as a product of linear functions. That part is pretty easy. So let me just go ahead, write down my possible answers right here. X is equal to 1, or not my possible answers, my actual answers. And then x is equal to 4i, x is equal to 4 minus I. right here, it doesn't really matter how you guys set this up. I like doing brackets and parentheses. So we're just going to go ahead and start off with the bracket. You want to go ahead and do x minus parentheses, x minus parentheses. And since we have 4, we want to go ahead and make 4 brackets. Okay, right there. Now we just go ahead and plug in our answers that we got. So I got a 1, I got another 1, a 4i, and a negative 4i. Once I go ahead and I just simplify it, just make it look a little bit nicer, I get x minus 1, then I get another x minus 1, then right here, just x minus 4i, then right there, once I go ahead and multiply a negative by a negative, you get a positive, so I get x plus 4i. That would be my product right there.